Following all of this, what's been the reaction from the Biden family inside of that courtroom today?
It's been pretty emotional, Nicole. We saw Ashley Biden, Hunter's half-sister and the daughter of the president, visibly crying, at one point having to dab her eyes with Kleenex that she had, and then she ended up leaving the room. We also saw First Lady Jill Biden put her arm around her daughter there for a moment. So clearly they were moved. This was, as we heard, audio recordings of Hunter Biden's book that the prosecution played, describing a couple of episodes in his own voice where he was buying drugs, using drugs, at one point even cooking crack cocaine. And as this is being played, again, you've got a pretty somber Biden family inside that courtroom. We saw the First Lady sort of put her head down at one point during that moment. We saw Hunter Biden himself sitting there. Most of the time as that was being played, his hand was over his mouth, and he had a look on his face I can only describe it as visibly bothered. It wasn't happy having to read and relive those couple of moments, but that is core to the prosecution's case. They have said from the beginning this morning, their case is relatively simple. They want to show that Hunter Biden was a drug addict and that he said on this gun application he was not. They say no matter who he is, no matter what his last name is, everyone deserves equal treatment under the law, and that he's not going to get any special treatment as a result of his last name. So you saw the emotion there. I imagine that will continue, Nicole, because we could very likely in the next day or so see Kathleen Buell, Hunter Biden's ex-wife, also Hallie Biden, Beau Biden's widow, who had a romantic relationship with Hunter. They are going to also, we imagine, describe very intimate details, really difficult moments from his life and experiences with his children and his drug use. So there's more on the horizon here.
That testimony certainly could cause more of an emotional response. Joe, the defense seems really focused on this ATF form. Kind of talk about what they are claiming.
Yeah, Hunter Biden's attorneys today basically foreshadowed how they're going to defend him, and they in detail looked at the actual piece of paper that he had to sign saying he was not a drug user, and they're making a very big deal over two specific lines. The question about his drug use says, are you a drug user? And they pointed out it doesn't say, have you ever used drugs? That may not sound like a big distinction, but Abby Lowell, Hunter Biden's attorney, says it is. He says that at the time that Hunter Biden signed that, are you a drug user? He argues Hunter was not, that he was in between relapsing, but that while he put his initials in that box, he actually has been in recovery, that he was coming back from a recovery treatment center and considered himself to be not a drug user at that time. So he says in good faith, he was not actually lying, not intentionally breaking the law. Now, whether a jury buys that or not, we're going to find out in due time here, Nicole.
All right, Joe Khalil live.